So, trying this Supernova difficulty. So, probably gonna die. Let's get into it. So, everyone's stations and see what happens.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years.
Ah, damn it. Okay, so we're gonna retry this again. Wrong button. Supposed to hold A.
Why stay earth?
Alright. This is probably the most crucial part of this. That. Gonna need this. Gonna need this. And that. Get at least some health regen coming in. Remember the first playthrough, I didn't really have to hack too many things. Most of it was me, I had to pick lock it. So
I hope you're ready to shoulder a burden, friend.
tactical time dilation drain for movement is doubled. I can't carry anything. Alright, let's see. So we got 2 points. Alright, this it feels like becomes a lot more effective later on. Because in the beginning, maybe, like, this does more critical damage, but this also is essentially critical damage, because, headshot. Long guns right now is only good in the middle of the game, but you do find a heavy gun early on, so that's the least one I'm worried about. So, yeah, we'll try this loadout, see how well this plays out. That'll be terrible. Well, do highest
We'll
stats
put those
ranged.
marksmanship scores to good use. Subtle and discreet. Exactly what I need.
See, sneak. I currently do 0, which is just wonderful. Handguns. It's only gonna be good literally for the first mission. After that, I just gotta switch over to something else. I think we're not gonna worry too much on doing dialogue. I'm gonna try stealth, tech, and ranged first, and then we'll work on defense, but only because of dodge. I won't be using any melee weapons. Let's see how this works out. Plan on only really eating and drinking. Not so much user effect, just not to die. So let's go to medical technician.
A physician? Not many of you left.
So we're gonna die. Let's go random. No. Why the bitch gotta look like she belongs in a horror movie? Person who dies in a horror movie. Yeah, good enough. Actually, just take off all this makeup. Not really touching this, but oh, there we go. And we will name him Gentleman or Gentleman. Alright. Even though my charm is not really that high. Alright, let's go. I also don't plan on using any of the companions, so I won't be able to do their quests. That's strictly because they die.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news.
It's... they'll die way too quickly.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Yeah, we'll see. See if I can even make it to the ship.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
I also got to keep an eye on my stamina, which means I will eventually have to pass out. Alright, we didn't start on anything and die immediately. I am not breaking a limb the first thing I do in this game. Made that mistake the first time I did this.
Using Steady now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
You gotta be kidding me. It's gonna force me to cripple myself. Yep, it's gonna force me to cripple myself. Yep, there we go.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Alright, so let's
We
hurry
were
up.
out on patrol. Then, just... Spacer... and... Yeah, okay. Here, you can... All space... Yes!
Okay, it gave me a decent amount of ammo. Back up. And...
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
Yeah, I know about tactical dilation. I am definitely gonna have to use that a lot more. Okay, I got food. I got booze. Alright. I might make it out of this alive. Alright. I have to be more tactical about this. I can't just go running in and think I can kill everything. I don't think I could kill him in melee. Okay, I'm gonna have to fight all of them then. Okay, I'm pretty sure they just stopped shooting because you can't die in the tutorial. This is not gonna be good. 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 Where's your dead body? Because I need its loot.
here before you get yourself killed.
Go fuck yourself. I could kill you.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Of course I am. I'm a superior officer. Stands to reason, don't it? Just you watch. I'll cross these marauders off with a swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Yep, go get him. Oh, shit. I just gonna die. Ah! Bitch. Oh. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Screw off. I believe I have some. Fuck off. Alright.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Hey, your partner just died. Okay.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all board parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone. I understand. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. Well done, Captain Hawthorne. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged. Astutely observed. However, high-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical network. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new... This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search.
Ooh, level 2! I survived to get level 2! Oh, fuck off. Go off. Oh my god. I don't need these.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
What worries me, though, is, yeah, I have 143 rounds. Behemoth this way that I cannot kill. Behemoth this way that I cannot. Might be able to kill. I think I can deal with them on my back, seeing as I can only dash off with my ship. And I've only got a pistol. So, yeah. I might increase my crouch speed just so I can at least move a little bit faster since I'm crouching the majority of this game. That'd be nice. With level 4. Pay to win and not knowing I exist. Come on. Come on. Where is she? I don't like what I played in UC. I'm actually going to scope out the entire worlds before I go and move on to the next. It's something I didn't do the first time around. Kind of feel I need to do it this time. One, because I'm going to need literally all the help I can get.
Hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your... Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Alright, we got our first side mission. It looks pretty simple. Let's go into Edgewater. So far, so good for living.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs.
Good luck, I don't shoot you in the
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. I have to be, if only to prepare myself for my inevitable dressing down at the hands of corporate. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
Let's put that over here. The fuck? Huh.
What can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How?
I opened the fucking door.
Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I? Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Hey, thirsty. Still doing pretty well on drinks here. Hello. Random all the time.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients. Yeah? What about him? Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Left a sorry mess behind. I slashed 5% off his burial fees on account of him missing half his head. Was the least I could do. I suppose we could have given him more work to do. It's like the company always tells us. Work fortifies our spirit. Listen, what happened with Eugene ain't exactly my purview. I'm no alienist.
Okay, so next is Phyllis. Let's go fucking get money from her. Body was fucking disappeared, which is most likely this bitch's issue. What a twist it would be. It's like, oh, I have no idea what happened to the body, and then check out Abernathy, and he's the one who's fucking the dead body. It's my friend.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Right, that's the sick house, okay. Oh, general storage right there. It is.
Another day at the cannery.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet. Music to my ears.
Alright. I am currently broke. Okay. Let's go visit.
Wish we had some better rations.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Oh, hell. Okay, we're going to Martin first. Martin. Let's look for Martin. I'm coming for you.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never... Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my... You are? I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see your way to freelancing for me, I could really... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break it, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
I swear it's like detoxing from drug.
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Well, good yours.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Bitch, who the fuck are you?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. I'm doing right by the town, I'll tell you that much. You bring me that medicine and I'll see that it goes to the right people. That's all I can ask of you.
Well, if he plans on dying either way, it's kind of not my place, but... yeah, the mission is a mission.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of when the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill. I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's chaw. Few bit cartons. Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give... They have sent a scout. Prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of up. Mechanical's got a
So
weak
one
spot
that's
in their
lost.
sections. I think the technical term is...
I know where he is, and I have to actually get Pravarti before I do it. This time I'm not killing him. I'm tired of killing my mechanical friend. He just pops up everywhere. Even though I only killed him in the second place I found him. Alright. Next one's Phyllis. This ain't gonna end well. Force me into a mission I don't want to start.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Oh.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Something's fishy, though. Not what I was looking for. What the hell is that?
What's on your mind? I paid his burial fees, didn't I? Let the dead sleep. Didn't anyone ever tell you not to go rifling through other people's correspondence?
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Excuse you. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein already belong to Spacer's Choice. And we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Never mind. I don't have to explain myself to you.
Yeah, unless I go find... Let's go find his body. Fucking do. Well, take care of his mission. Just because it leads outside doesn't mean this is where I want to go. Trying to find his gravesite.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Something I can do for you? Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1. All my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna dock my pay. You could look at it that, but you... Hang on, work's been real good. Former... Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for... Couldn't tell you. No, I mean, I'm contractually prohibited from... Ah, avoid it. Shouldn't have said...
Alright, okay. Can't go here yet. So I need a better weapon.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Music to my ears.
Alright. Kinda need this. Kinda want this. Also need the ammo.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk. I don't know which company you work for, but if it's Spacer's Choice, boss can still write you up for fraternizing with an incompetent worker. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got. Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work. I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
Maybe having all these sprats around isn't helpful.
Serves you right, dissident.
The fucking sprats.
What was that?
I don't know you.
Of course you don't, bitch.
Uh-huh. Be unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here. Am I that easy to read? Yeah, we've been having some problems lately. Loyalty issues, lines in the sand. I know where folk in Edgewater stand. But you, I don't know you. If you're gonna have a drink, I'd like to ask that you do it within the premises. Can't have you taking drinks over to those deserters. Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you? Go ahead. I don't see how that's any of your business. Will there be anything else?
You read the latest report?
Almost lost a finger in it.
Nothing I can do about...
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. As a Spacer's Choice constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity. If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Dale serve Spacer's Choice. Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this. Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. The bureaucracy is a noble profession, but not all of us are gifted enough to serve in it.
Sometimes I...
Of course, neither could be in the same area as where I need to go for anything else.
wonder what I'm doing with myself.
At least you got your help.
Let's try to find one more quest. This place? Ew. This is Pavardi's place. Stealing, apparently. Quite honestly, I haven't found a bed in this place, so I'm kind of also confused. One more side quest. I'll do all these quests before I have to go and start doing the main quest. As per RPG logic, you must do every side quest before doing the main quest. Alright, the last place that's left here is the church. Fun that'll be. Resident.
Hey there, Mary.
Resident.
Don't see you around here too
Yes, what is it? I so rarely get new people to... Mechanical Oh, and a word of warning. Marauders are... One of the reasons I transferred... I happen to know such... My retrieval effort. So you'll consider... It's a handwritten... Thank you.
And I'll be right back, folks. Alright. I believe that should be every side quest I can take here. Short of finding Eugene's body, whatever the hell it is. Maybe the general store has a quest for me or some shit.
Work your jaw on some Spacer's Chaw. You ought to go have a talk with the...
Okay, that didn't solve anything.
Had your rations yet?
Yeah.
Alright.
2 whole cans of saltuna.
Alright, folks, so that'll be it for right now. Don't know when's the next time I'll stream this. It'll probably be less than 24 hours. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I cannot save. Okay, this is wonderful. I have to run to my fucking ship to save? Son of a bitch. Can't save inside of a fucking town? What the hell kind of crap is that? Guess we're not done yet till I get to be able to save. Bullshit, that's Supernova. Tomfoolery. Now can I save? Thank you. Oh. Oh,